it's hard. And the truth is that kids play hard with stuff in here. Seriously, they throw things, they jam things in here. I can't tell you how many fire trucks have been in the house, or ambulances, which is a great metaphor for there's a problem at home. And we see it all the time. So things get broke, they get taken. We have handcuffs that nobody can find the handcuffs, so I'm sure those have gotten, somewhere. I know, it's awkward.
Looking for the handcuffs.
Well, you know what, it's funny, sometimes we say, like, if somebody accidentally opened the door, it would look really awkward sometimes because, the therapist is handcuffed to something or on the floor. Okay, this is all appropriate, we're good, but, it looks a little weird sometimes.
So we weren't sure about these because we're not sure if they're batteries.
They all probably have batteries, but they don't. None of them have batteries in them, and none of them really work. And kids nowadays, they all do this. Nothing works. So,
and I know we have a lot of emergency vehicles.
I think that would be great. What we thought we would do is just ask anything that's going to be a replacement that's broke. Just don't toss it. Just put it in a box. Right. This is perfect. And we can put them in these things too. And then set them aside. And then the therapist, we can decide what we want to do. Things mean things. I mean, sometimes you can't believe it, but like a child will come in and say, like, where's that baby that had? And you're just like, how did you even remember it? But they absolutely remember everything that's in here. So if we toss something, we don't always realize that might mean something to somebody for whatever really reason. So just putting them in a bin or box, that's great. The kids are just going to be blown away. The other thing that if you have time too, like our little areas, they're kind of not really glued on, and so they kind of fall off. But if we had an order, it's hard because we try to have an order for things, but at the last minute, if a session goes too long, and you know that there's somebody waiting, you kind of are just like picking things up. But having some order would be a really great piece. But you guys, you just don't even know. This is like the highlight because this work is so important and kids absolutely heal. They just get better. To be able to come in here and freely express what's been happening. And it's almost like magic because you think, how could that really... But when kids can't use their words, they can't talk about their pain, they show us by their actions. And so to have a place where they can come and use something that represents. And it's not always conscious. You just don't know. How does a child know the right thing to do? But we inherently know how to heal and recover ourselves. We don't need anything else, But if you have the right tools again, a child knows how to heal themselves. So this means a great deal to us. The one thing I will say, too, is this is funny. Like, for you young people, like, kids don't even know what this is. For us older people, these are like the phones we grew up with, right? Feel how heavy that is. Who has a phone like that anymore? Come on now. They're like, how do you do this? So we do have some relics in here that they just use. So, but anyway, all of those kinds of things are great. So are there any questions or things that you guys are wondering about? An example, I'm just going to tell you this and then I'm going to let you do your work. There was this Curious George that got ripped, okay, and his head was open and the stuffing was coming out. And this one little boy kept coming in and he kept going to this and he'd be like, you got to fix that. And so he said, I got to get the staples. And so he kept wanting to staple it, staple it, staple it. And so the therapist said to the mom, so has there ever been anything happen? Like, has he ever been had a hit on the head, or has there ever been anything with an injury? No. So the therapist was like, darn, okay, what is this? But the child kept going to this, his head, wanting to put Band-Aids on it, wrapping it. And so then a couple weeks after that, the mom said, well, we have to miss the session because we're going to a funeral. And she said, okay, and he said one of his little friends at school had a brain tumor and died. And we're like, what? That's what we've been talking about. So the child wasn't coming in saying, I have a friend with a brain tumor, but the child kept trying to fix what was wrong. And so, again, we just have to always trust that the child knows, even though they can't really say it. So that's why leaving it with the staples in is okay sometimes. You know, we don't always have to fix everything. So, but anyway, just an example. So, you guys are probably hungry. You want to get some pizza, and then we'll kind of get y'all busy. So,
Sounds good.
thank you guys so much.